Okay, my name is Mike. I've made many videos on this Mercury Force 40 horsepower, and everybody that calls me, my number's 706-394-5879. Everybody that calls me says the same thing. They bog down. Well, my recommendation, and most people say, well, I just purchased one, it's filthy, it's dirty. Well, you notice I got this rag stuck in this carburetor. I'm blowing this sucker out. Just took it out on the water today. I had a pantyhose over it, and I think it sucks up oil too sometimes from inside the cowl. I don't know what's stopping this thing up, but I had to take the pantyhose off after a good run down the river because it was sucking so hard it couldn't get enough air. So I'm blowing this thing out now. That's what I'd recommend, is blowing the inside out with air, not much air pressure, just light air pressure, because it's probably filthy inside. You see all the debris going up in the air. All kinds of debris flying everywhere. Anyway, I won't bore you with that, but everybody's trying to find out why these Force motors from 40 horsepower on up, maybe even 20 horsepower if they even made one, but the carburetors are open to the open air, and it's sucking air, through the back hood of the top hood of the cowl. So let me show you what I did. Everybody thinks it's a gas problem, and it may be a gas problem, but even with the pantyhose on today, my motor bogged down. Went from 30 miles an hour to 25 out of nowhere. So see, this pantyhose seemed to have some oil on it. It sucks in the oil from somewhere also into the carburetor. I think it's coming from these lines right here. These lines that go to the, see, that's loose. I couldn't fit that back on there. That little deal there, that connector that goes on that line, I just pushed it back up under there, and that's probably leaking. Oh well, because I can't get to it to crimp it back on there. And maybe it's leaking there, but I think it's sucking air into the carburetor. I mean, sucking debris into the carburetor. Let me show you why. Because I got the bright idea to spray this inside of this cowl, this 40 horsepower 1998 Force, with Flex Seal clear. Well, that's fine and dandy, but because all this was flaking off from 22 years. So if you do that, you make sure that you cover this right here, the inside, because it's real sticky. And even after it dries, guess what? This top just about got glued on the top of my motor. So much for that bright idea. Anyway, I'm sorry this is a long video. I'm trying to solve an ongoing problem. A lot of people are calling me about these motors. I don't know if it's... Here's where the air intake is, right here. Let me flip this over. So that's the air intake right there at the back. It's where that air goes in there and travels all the way through. So it's picking up any debris in here, because this is a pretty good seal, and sucks it right in this carburetor, right in the front. Sucks in that open carburetor. So the pantyhose didn't work, so I'm going to have to find some other kind of filter. I think debris is going in there and stopping it up. But it got stopped up actually with a pantyhose on there, but when I took this top off, this cowl off, and I was going about 20 miles an hour, that pantyhose was about to get sucked inside the carburetor. It was sucking so hard. I had it doubled over. I didn't know it sucked that hard. Anyway, just call me if anybody has the answer to this. I don't think it's the gas problem. A friend of mine thinks it is, but we rebuilt the fuel pump, replaced all the gas lines, put seafoam in the tank. You name it, I've done it. Just for to get that gas clean. So somebody needs to get to the bottom of this, but I don't know what to put on that carburetor. What can I put on there to not limit the flow of air, but then still catch some of the debris that might go in there? Okay, give me a call.